Hello everybody. It is me, Josh, or Foresight. I'm sorry for having ghosted you guys for so long. I haven't posted a proper YouTube video in a very long time. But if you don't know, I've kind of been working on an album. It's called Confessions of the Raven. It'll be out next Friday, September 27th, 2024. Stream it when it comes out. There's a pre-save link in the description below. Basically, I wanted to do a Q&A before the album came out, just give some context behind some things, things along those lines, you know. So I left a community post that got no comments, and I asked in the Instagram group chat that I have for music, if you want to be added to that, by the way, private message me on Instagram. My DMs are open, don't be weird. I asked that group chat, and I made a post on my Instagram asking for questions. So I'm going to get into some of those questions. But before we get into this Q&A, I gotta suit up. No, it's not there. Oh yeah. I gotta be on. I don't even know if that's the right. Yeah, that's the right one. When I'm with you, I don't wanna be with you. Well, now that that's settled, perhaps we can get into our little session. My absolutely wonderful friends, I have this notebook full of questions right here. I have a nice cold beverage by my side, and one more thing. That's more like it. You gotta get the mood lighting right. I'm so sorry. First question. What is your plan for the future? Now, I assume you mean musically, not genuinely. Musically, I would like to explore avenues of harder rock music and emo music. I've started really getting into Midwest emo bands like American Football, fucking Mom Jeans, Modern Baseball, you know, all the classic virgin whiny bands. And I think that that's a sound that I would really like to explore in the future. Other than that, I think more industrial rap. My initial plan for this album was going to be industrial rap. You can hear that in Don't Kick the Dead Man and I Wish You Could See Through My Eyes. They're very industrial influenced, as well as the song It All Remains from the unreleased compilation. But overall, I think that the sound that the album actually has is much more interesting. It's more of a folk rock direction. What song had the most impact on you? I have a few answers for this question. The song with the most impactful lyrics, in my opinion, is probably Misty Canyons. It's like a 12-minute long song, and so I cover a lot of very personal issues in that song. In terms of the music video, it was definitely the one for The Raven Whispers in My Ears. That music video meant the world to me. I filmed it with my dad. It's awesome. It's my favorite of all the music videos. And then generally, my overall most meaningful of the songs is probably Promise Part 2. But I feel that's kind of a given because that song's about my grandmother. It was the first song I wrote for the album. It was one that I knew would be on there no matter what other avenues the album happened to explore. So, furthermore, what is your favorite song off the album? I have two answers to this question. The first one is Broken Windows. That song, I like it so much because it sounds pretty much exactly how I intended it to sound. It is a nice long prog song influenced a lot by Black Country New Road, and I think it's one of the most interesting sonic ideas on the entire album. There's a lot of jazz influence. There's some sections with spoken word and ambient stuff. It's really cool. My other answer for this question would be the song December with my sister not Kennedy. I'm filming this in her room, by the way. Everyone comment "Hi Kennedy" in the comment section. I like that song a lot because it sounds nothing like I originally intended. The song is a very deep exploration on like seasonal depression and some of the things I was going through last December. And the initial sound for it was very empty. It was just a stripped back acoustic guitar track, which I was going to sing after I'd just woken up so I could sound dead tired on it. But then it just didn't work out the way that I wanted it to, so I completely switched the sound. It's now this kind of, it's still a very depressing sounding song, but it has like this bittersweet feeling, especially like the end of the song. Very influenced by like the album Mount Erie by the Microphones. Like the song, I think it's called Universe. That section where the female harmony choirs start coming in. Yeah, the song's very inspired by that. Next question. Will you ever change your style of music? Yes, I change my style of music all the time. Even in this album, there's like 8 different genres that it explores. It goes through pop, folk, rock, industrial, hip-hop, some like ambient stuff, some choir stuff, some jazz stuff. There's so much in this album. I'm neurodivergent. I don't know if you can tell based off of my mannerisms on camera, but I really like diverse, all over the place music, and I think that in this album and in all of my music, if I don't change up my styles every time that I do something, it sounds boring and too consistent. That's the problem with like a lot of my past work, was it sounded too consistent, but it was inconsistent in quality. That includes even just my last album, Can We Be Friends, which, while I still enjoy that album, it holds no bar compared to how good this album is. I love being all over the place with my sound, and I know that's generally like a criticism, but I think it's an underrated facet that most people have, that most musicians have rather, being able to explore like 25 different genres. My favorite artist of all time is Quadeka, and I don't know if you can tell based off of how many uploads of these songs on my channel are from him, but I really like his ability to just explore so many different genres, pick things from here, from there, from everywhere. Like in his most recent project, Scrapyard, or on Haunt You with songs like Knots, which were heavily industrial, into songs, and directly into like Fantasy World, which is this big piano boom ballad. I love that so much, it's so interesting to me. And that's my goal overall as a musician, is to be able to do something interesting like that. What is your purpose in writing songs? This is an excellent question. I write songs mostly for myself because songwriting is my form of art. It is an expression of what I am going through at a time, and it's my way to just push it all out there. That includes like this album, and most of my music it's very confessional. It's me trying to get everything out. That's why this album is called Confessions of the Raven. It's me trying to push everything out there, make sure it's all like being explored, different avenues are being explored. It's awesome. The thing is that with that purpose, I have another purpose, and that is helping people who've gone through the same experiences as me. I don't know if it's very clear, I've not had the easiest time in my life, but if I can express that and be able to help other people out that are going through things, it helps me feel a little bit better about myself and about what I'm going through. And hopefully it can help another person feel better about what they're going through, and so on and so forth. This album is so confessional, as I was saying. It explores avenues of like post-breakup feelings, of death, of friendship, of relationships in general, of society and of life. And I have a lot of experience going through that, especially last year. Most of these songs were actually written in 2023 and just like rewritten, not necessarily rewritten, but like revised earlier this year and just added onto, built onto. And I think that my perspective on it, or at least I hope that my perspective on it provides something unique to the people that might listen to it, because I want people to get something out of this. I don't want it to just be something you listen to and then move on from. I want you to be able to pull something from this album, if that makes any sense. Alright guys, this next question is like super serious, so I need you to hang in there with me for a second. Is it redwood red or mahogany brown? And to be honest with you guys, it's bisexual mood lighting. Look up there. It's bisexual mood lighting. That's what it's colored. It's bisexual mood lighting, guys. Okay, time for an actually serious question. Do you pursue music as a hobby, or would you like to do it as a career? And the truth of the matter is it's neither. It's an art form for me. I don't want to do music just for the money. I don't want to sell out. I don't want to be corporate. Not that there's anything wrong with that, obviously. Get your hustle, get your money. It's just not for me. But I also don't want it to just be like a hobby. I want there to be a deeper meaning in the things I do. I don't think like a painter or an illustrator would call their artwork just a hobby. I think that they would call it like a art, which is what it is. And that's what my music is. That's what my writing is. That's what my poetry is it's all an art form to me. And that's what I hope it'll stay as. Now, if I just happen to blow up, I wouldn't be opposed to that. And money, it's actually Spotify doesn't really pay you anything, but if that happened to happen, you know, I want to be able to reach a bigger, wider audience. I mean, I love all of my core fans, most of my friends, most of my family, and all of the random people I picked up along the way. But I want to be able to expand that more and like get more people into my weird ass experimental music. I think that would be so cool. And especially if I could like resonate with people. That's my end goal, is to just leave a better impact on the world. Like, do more good for people than I did bad, if that makes any sense. Would you collaborate with other small artists? I'd love to, actually, but I have such a weird voice and style that a lot of other artists wouldn't really be interested in collaborating with me. But I am working on some things behind the scenes. I have a couple of EPs in the works with a couple of other people. If those are still like in motion, hopefully at some point next year those will come out. But if they don't, they don't. Alrighty guys, it's time for a quick Dr. P break. Thank you guys for this quick Dr. P break. Oh my god, my Dr. Peppy fucked me up. Okay. Would you be interested in having other people help you out? Absolutely. I want to start a band. I'd love to start a band. I'd love to be in a band. That's something I've always been interested in. That was another question that got asked, but I thought I would just lump it in here, is would you start a band? Absolutely. And if other people, like in general, had advice for me, criticism, anything like that, I would happily take it. One of the many issues you run into as a small artist like myself is there's not very much field for criticism. A lot of people don't provide criticism because most of the people who are listening to your music are people you know. So they don't want to like be mean to you or be harsh to you. I want that to an extent. Like if you provide constructive criticism, I will take it into account. Why do you think this album's taken so long? I have a habit of like rushing out my music. I'm not doing that with this album. This album took me since like September of last year, and it's coming out in September of this year. It was finished in August. To give you some perspective of how long this album has taken me, I really took my time making sure everything was mixed and mastered properly, making sure all the music videos looked good or up to par, making sure that everything sounded at least decently cohesive, making sure all the themes fit together, etc., etc. I would love help in general because, you know, I'm only 17 years old. I'm trying to navigate everything in general. And I think just having some guide with this as my art form would be really cool. What are your goals in the scene? My only goal, or not my only goal, but my biggest goal, is to reach people. One of the few things that I've ever told myself is you will have 100 subscribers before you hit the age of 20. I'm 17, I got 3 years. I think I can make it happen. Hopefully. If you want to help out, please, I beg of you, help me. But in general, I want to be able to reach more people. I don't care about the money, I don't care about the exposure. I just want to be, I want to be able to help people. What made you want to start pursuing music? So I was fortunate enough to grow up with a family that was very musically inclined. My two oldest brothers have both been writing music since I was a young lad. I started making music because it's an art form for me. It helps me relieve pain. Back in I think it was 2021 was when I first released. Yeah, 2021 was when I released my first album. And before 2021, I was very depressed. And actually going through making music, writing those songs, writing those poems, it really helped me feel better. And so I just started to do it over and over again. And that's why I have the habit of over-releasing music, is because I write a lot of poetry, I write a lot of songs. I'm trying to express things. But now that I'm older, I understand that it's important to take time on those things, because people will understand your grief a little bit more if you actually put effort into making your grief not sound like grief, if you put effort into making it sound like something that people would want to listen to maybe, or want to explore, or want to understand. And I think that I've really accomplished that with this album. I'm so proud of this album. It's so good. I love it. I love it. Please pre-save it. Pre-add it. Do anything. Please listen to it next week. What are you most excited for regarding this project and my music in general? Having new people listen to it and hear it, and seeing my music's actually decently good compared to what it used to be. I want to have people say, not bad. It's not bad. In general, the new Mount Erie album that's coming out this year. That's the thing I'm most excited for. And the John Dawson Quadeca tour that got announced today. I already bought tickets. It's already out of the way. One final question. Bazinga? 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 What does Bazinga even mean? And where am I? What? Why are the lights purple? Why am I holding a notebook in my hand? There's not even things written down on it. It's just two Halloween cakes. What's going on? Why am I in a lab coat? This isn't me. This isn't me, guys. Oh my god. Why am I here? What did this accomplish? Was all of it in vain?